Welcome! In this guide, we will look at how to safely migrate native EOS tokens to the new EOS token inside the Vaulta ecosystem. The goal is simple. Move your assets securely, avoid mistakes, and choose the most efficient path from the start. We will go through the full process step by step. First, we will clarify what this migration actually means. Then, we will look at the safest route, the essential security checks, the native swap flow, the extra risks of cross-chain transfers, and the best ways to solve common issues. This migration is not just a small technical update, it is the transition from the old native EOS token to the new A token that powers the Vaulta ecosystem. In other words, the asset itself is being upgraded into a new ecosystem structure. Before moving any funds, it is important to choose the right route. If you hold native EOS tokens, the preferred path is the official native on-chain migration flow. This route is presented as the safest and most direct option, with a one-to-one conversion. Other paths such as DEX swaps, custodial platforms, or bridge-based flows may introduce slippage, added fees, delays, or third-party risks. Before you click anything, stop and verify your setup. Make sure Anchor Wallet is installed correctly. Store your seed phrase offline and never type it into any website. Confirm that your tokens are on the correct native network, and most importantly, use only the official Unicove portal. These checks are simple, but they are critical for avoiding phishing and irreversible mistakes. The recommended native flow is straightforward. Connect Anchor Wallet, start with a very small test transaction first. Review all transaction details carefully before signing. Then verify the updated balance once the process is complete. This small test can save you from much bigger problems later. One of the advantages of the official migration flow is its simplicity. Unlike many more complex blockchain operations, the standard one-to-one route is designed to be efficient and low friction. The process is presented as direct, clean, and easier for normal users to complete safely. Inside the Vaulta environment on Unicove, the first step is to connect your wallet. Click Connect Wallet, select Anchor Wallet, approve the connection, then quickly verify that the displayed account is the one you actually intend to use. Even a small mismatch at this stage can lead to serious errors, so always double-check before moving forward. Once the eligible balance is recognized, the interface prepares the migration. At this stage, do not rush. Enter a small test amount first, only use the full balance after the test transaction has succeeded and everything looks correct. A careful start is always better than a fast mistake. After confirmation, the migration completes and the result is recorded on-chain. At that point, you should be able to verify the updated A balance. This final verification matters. Do not assume success only because the transaction was submitted. Always confirm the result visibly and on-chain. Things become more complex when cross-chain transfers are involved. If the route depends on bridges or non-native token paths, there are poor moving parts. That can include extra approvals, extra waiting time, and more potential points of failure. For that reason, cross-chain flows should only be used when they are actually necessary. If a smart contract asks for token approval, keep permissions as limited as possible. Approve only the exact amount required for the operation. Avoid unlimited approvals whenever you can. Giving unlimited access is like leaving the door open after you walk away. Smaller permissions mean lower risk. If you use DEX or aggregators as part of a more complex route, slippage becomes important. Slippage is the difference between the expected price and the final execution price. In liquid conditions, low slippage is generally safer. If slippage rises too high, that is a warning sign. Stop. Review the route and recalculate before continuing. Sometimes the migration succeeds, but the updated balance does not appear immediately in the interface. In that case, do not panic. The issue may only be visual. Refresh the page, or disconnect and reconnect Anchor Wallet. Very often, this is enough to display the correct balance. If you used a bridge and the funds seem stuck, check the transaction status in the Explorer. In some cases, the assets are not lost. A manual claim step may still be required on the destination network. So before assuming something failed, verify the status and check whether a final claim action is needed. 2 habits make this process much safer. First, always begin with a small test transaction. Second, after using bridges, DEXs, or complex smart contract routes, revoke all token approvals that are no longer needed. Reducing open permissions reduces your exposure to unnecessary risk. To summarize, safe migration is not only about completing the transfer, it is about choosing the right route, verifying every step, limiting permissions, and confirming the final result on-chain. Done correctly, your assets move safely into the new Vaulta ecosystem and are ready to use as a